Hi there, it's Liz from Craft&Vinyl Studio. I am going to give you a tutorial today about how to apply your greenery and flowers to your modern wreath. So here's just the example here. I'll move this to the side. So you should have received your frame in your kit. And the first thing we're gonna do is kind of take our greenery. We're gonna kind of lay out a plan of how we think we want this to be. Just a reminder before we get started, I'm using raw flowers, but if you want to add color to your flowers, these should be completely dry. They need 24 hours to dry, so just make sure that you have your flowers and that they've been dried for 24 hours before you use them, but I'm just going to use blank ones today. So you've got your greenery. I have these. I'm going to kind of do that. I want just kind of place them where you think you want them to go. Okay, kind of liking how that looks. You can take a picture of this if you really want to remember what it looks like, because we're going to take it all off. So we'll put these to the side. And then the first thing we're going to do is get our greenery kind of tied together and onto the frame. So on my frame, I do have a little seam, and that's where I'm going to try to cover that up. So I'm going to start over here. And I've got my floral wire, so I'm going to wrap this around the two pieces of greenery till they are pretty secure. And then I'm going to, and this greenery does have some bend to it because the stem is wire. So then I'm going to, you can see this, wrap this around here and then kind of cross back up so it is secure on my wreath. And I'm going to take my wire cutters and just clip that and then fold it in so no sharp edges are poking out. And then I can play around with this a little bit, fluff it up. Okay. Gonna do the same thing with the bottom section. I'm just layering one on top of each other, and then wrapping that up. And these will be able to slide a little bit. You can see it slides up and down, so don't be too worried if you place it somewhere and you need to move it around later. Okay, so I've wrapped that part up. Just I am gonna move these a little bit closer together. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is place this piece of felt down, and we can go back in and trim it later, but I'm going to use this felt to secure all of my flowers too, and then we can trim it on the back so you don't see it. So first things first, I'm going to put some hot glue along there and place. Now this is, you do kind of want since you're putting your stems down with the hot glue, make sure they're kind of where you want them to be. And there we go. And then I'm going to start hot gluing my flowers onto the frame and the felt. So you should see that. And we can pick up those loose ends of hot glue after we're all done and they've cooled. So I'm sticking that there. And just know that these flowers are a little bit, you want to be pressing firmly but gently, because they do have, they are a little bit, can be brittle or delicate. So then I'm just going to put hot glue on that. Okay. Okay. And I am going to, this one didn't stick, so I'm going to move this down a little bit. See if I can get that onto the felt. And I'm kind of sliding it in here, so I'm pressing down so it cools there. Okay, so I'm gonna pull all these little threads of hot glue that are showing. I'll flip on the back. You'll see some of that. I'm gonna take my scissors, just gently lay that down, and I am going to trim up my felt on the back. We can do a little more trimming later. I just want to make sure everything is stuck where it needs to be. So as you can see, I'm going to turn this back over and kind of go in here on this flower and re-secure it, because it's not, so you can go in, see it in there, and I'm just gonna press some hot glue underneath that flower and press it down. Everything else looks good. So from that, I'm just going to, let's see, anything here? Yeah, we should be about done, but I am going to put some hot glue. You can see a little bit of the green behind it. So I'm just going to turn this back over, and where I see a little green, I'm just gonna put a little hot glue there, gonna press it in towards the wire. Careful of your fingers. So I'm going to trim up a little more. And that'll off. Get some leftover glue here. Strands. So there you have it. So you can kind of play with it. You can also, if you wanted the flowers to be stuck a certain way, you can always kind of play with them and push them together. Oh, I got some more glue there. When you're finished and you like the way it looks, you can take your piece of twine. If you wanted to hang this on a wall and you didn't want to use twine, you are going to need probably two small nails just to make sure it balances right. Otherwise, you can take your piece of twine, loop it, pull the ends through. There you have it. There is your modern wreath. Thanks for watching and happy crafting.